Hello, everyone. So you should have looked at the sheets on how to manipulate a circle. Let's just do a bit of review on how to manipulate a circle. So here is the standard um, formula for a circle. So this is with a center 0, 0 and a radius of 5. So where's the radius come from? It's this number, this and the square root of that number. So square root of 25 is 5. So if you look over here, the radius goes, look at the picture of the circle, the radius is 5. Okay, so what if I wanted to make that circle bigger? What would we do? So here, I've got a green one drawn previously. The radius is now, rather than I'm putting 25 there, it's 36. So it's 6 because the square root of 36 is 6. Okay, so if I wanted a really small circle, I have a radius of 1. Square root of 1 is 1. So all these numbers I'm choosing here, 25, 36, 1, they're all perfect squares. So they make a nice even number for the radius. But if you can do it with any number. So I could even do it with 2. And the square root of 2 is about 1.4. So if you look here, yeah, 1.4. There's the radius of the black circle there. Okay, so they're all how to change the size of the radius, and they all have a center of 0, 0. But what if I wanted to move the circle to the left or to the right, so backwards and forwards? Now, backwards and forwards is, left and right is always to do with the x. So this one here, I put an example on this equation. I said x plus 2. So what happens when you add something to the x? Now, it's the opposite to what I think should happen. If you add something to the x, you're going to go to the left. So let's have a look at the picture. The blue one has appeared, 2 spots to the left. So from there to there. So it's gone 2 spaces to the left. Okay, so that's moving to the left. What about moving up and down? Well, that's up and down is the y-axis. So if I'm going to move up and down, have a look at this equation. I've got y minus 4 in the before it's squared. So that's up and down. So again, let's have a look at what happens here. Again, it's the opposite to what you think. Minusing 4 makes it go up 4. So we've gone. Now, what if I want to go both across and up? I can do this one. So I've gone across 2 to the left and up 4. You can see that one there. So that changes you can see that the center of this circle would be here, which is minus 2 up to 4. Minus 2, 4. That gives you the center of that circle with a radius of 5. Okay, what about shading though? So if I want to shade all the space outside of a circle, I can go x squared plus y squared is greater than 5. Now remember, like I've shown you before, the dotted lines, if you want them to be solid lines, you need a greater than or equals to. So rather than doing that, you can do that. And there's the greater than or equal to gives me the solid line. But what if I want to color this space inside the circle? I need to go less than or equal to. Okay, what if I want to make it all look a bit funky with different circles? I just need to change the radius size each time. Okay. Now, what happens if I want to do, show you something else here. So what if I want to, oops, not that one. What if I want to do a circle over here to the side? Here we go. Here's a circle over to the side. It's, I've moved it, looking here, I've moved it to the left, to the right 9, and I've moved it up 5. So it has a center of 9, 5, which you can see there. And you can see it in the formula at a radius of 2, because the square root of 4 will be 2. Now, what if I want to shade just some part of it? Okay, so there I had 4. I'll take this out. What I had before was I was shading the whole bit on the inside. But what if I only wanted to shade it so I had just have looking a bit like a donut? So what I've done here is my limits here. I've got the same similar triangle, same centers, so minus 9, minus 5. So it has a center of 9, 5. This has a radius of the square root of 2. And I've made it a bit smaller. And what I've done is I've put a circle on the inside of that, and I've said shade the outside of that. And so if I actually want to see that circle, make a, oops, Control Z to your friend. I want to see a black rim on the inside of that circle. I need this actual circle as a, I'm just copying and I'm pasting that as an actual circle in there. But I don't want, if I'm going all the way on the outside, I can either just make it equals, and then I've got a whole circle, but it's 2 black lines. Okay, that's how to make like a donut, or an annulus is the fancy maths word for that. Now, what about moving things around? So get rid of these two. Here, I've got nothing's written in here. Sorry, it's not finished. I want to add a slider. So I have written x plus a all squared plus y squared equals 16. So 16 tells me it's a radius of 4. The nothing added to the y squared means the center will be on the y, will just be 0. But I'm saying plus a here on the x. So I'm going to move to the left or the right, depending on what my a is. So I can add a slider a. And so they automatically put in minus 10 to 10. You can change that if you want to, but that's what their automatic thing is. If I press play now, so I'm just going to get rid of my original one here. So it started up with a equals 1. So that's like x plus 1. That means I've moved 1 to the left, which is true because that would be the center here at 1, minus 1, and it still has a radius of 4. But if I hit play, you can see that the slider is making it move to the left to the right over and over again. And that's changing that center. Okay, so let's pause that and get rid of that one. So how am I going to move a circle up and down? So up and down, remember, is where the y happens. So here's a different slider. Here's B. I can put a B slider in there. Just get rid of that one. So if I want to move up and down, this is going to change. Let's put in a B of 1. So I've got a center of 1. If I press play here, this slider is going to keep changing. So it's moving up and down. We can see that. Okay, so what if I want them to move in both directions at the same time? So those sliders A and B are already defined up here. So I can hit play on both my sliders. And that's moving left and right at the same time. You get these funny things going on. You can even have it that your sliders are the same. So if you wanted to, I could make both the sliders A, and then I wouldn't even need that one. And then it's just moving in the same direction, the same amount as you go. Not very interesting. It's more interesting when they're different, I think. Okay, have a play.